One more. One more. Beautiful. Good. Let's take our time. Let's just set it up even calmer. As he comes. There you go. Good. Beautiful. One more. There you go. Beautiful. That region. Anytime you move, that should be that. That should be that. Yeah. And then the controls down a bit. All right.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Control, smooth, relax.
Joshua is training hard for this fight with Jake Paul. Episode 1 of All Access drops you straight into the hum of a real heavyweight. A camp. Not the glossy highlight reel, but the grind. Netflix is streaming the build-up to the Jake Paul fight, and right away you feel how seriously AJ treats this. When AJ walks into the gym, you notice two things immediately. 1, he is huge. 2, that size moves. He is not just big for show. The muscles look like tools forged for a job. Explosive, responsive, and packed under skin that still stretches around a fast fighter. The episode spends time on those quiet moments where he checks his shoulders, rotates his hips, and throws a lazy shadow punch. That lazy punch is anything but lazy. It is rehearsal, groove finding. There is a reason his strength and conditioning are a highlight.
AJ from his Instagram on Saturday night, right? And he was like in with, was it Skins, I think? Skins. Yeah. With two girls, right? Going, great to be out at the gym, enjoy. You know. So my mate sent me a message going, are you happy about this? Right? Going, yeah, I know. Yeah. He goes, and I said, I was quite surprised. I was like, oh, he didn't stop saying how tired he was the other day. Do you know what I mean? So I sent him a message going, not too late, please. Yeah. And he comes straight back with a picture of me on the couch going, this is me now, don't worry.
The good thing is though, if people are like from his camp, they'll be naive enough to go, oh, he's out and about. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't take it this seriously. You got to tick all boxes with boxing because it's physical. So you got to do your strength conditioning. You know, you got to have strong legs. That's your foundation. You got to have good core, which is important. You've got to have good stamina because you want to be working, exploding on your opponents. It's the first one to get tired. You break your opponent down, and when he starts getting tired, you pounce on him. The most important is the training with your coach and the sparring. When you've got your strength, your legs are strong, your core is strong, you're fit, you then go and work on your technique and how to...
The pad work is almost meditative. AJ's trainer, cues combinations, and you can see the instincts honed through thousands of reps. You also see the adjustments. Tighter guard, different angles, a reminder to stay relaxed until the moment to explode. Pad sessions are where power is refined into purpose. The episode makes it clear that the goal is not to be strong on Instagram. It is to channel that mass into single-shot force while keeping balance and endurance for 8 hard rounds. Netflix's coverage shows how deliberate each drill is. From exploding off...
Beautiful, that's beautiful boxing. Good, that's lovely, Josh. And again, pop that long jab. There you go, and again. There you go. Beautiful, pop that long one too. Punch it up. One more. One more. Beautiful, good. That's what we've got to bring him on to. Nobody can take them. Who can take them? Nobody. Yeah. Downstairs. Beautiful, good. Set him up again with that feint. Breathing, feinting. That's it, nice and calm. Beautiful. We go with that 1-2 again. There you go, beautiful. As long as you do the timing on it, that's all that matters.
Because early on, if you look for power, you waste energy. Then that power evaporates. When they're tired, you ain't got the power to take them out. So you've got to open up in the gap for no reason. So just relax, flow.
Just pop off
Good
that
feet,
reach.
you were saying.
Just pop off that reach. And any time you move, that should be that. That should be that. Yeah. And then the controls down the middle. All right.
Yeah.
Sparring in the show is a lesson in controlled chaos. Every veteran knows sparring is where humility meets reality. AJ works with different partners. Some to test speed. Some to replicate awkward southpaw angles. Some simply to soak punches and keep his chin tucked. It is intense but measured. The coaches clap a lot, not to praise. To mark the small corrections they want remembered, when he takes a solid shot in practice, it is analyzed like a chess move. How did it get through? What telegraphed it? Move on. Repeat. That iterative approach is what turns raw talent into fight day execution. The episode gives you those close-up moments. Breathing and tapping. Heavy bag sessions are where the narrative lets you hear a Jay's engine. He throws hard, not carelessly. The bag is a metronome for rhythm and a mirror for intent. There is a cadence, double jab, stepping body shot, whipping right hand. He hits the bag the way he intends to hit a real opponent with weight behind the punch, hip torque, and a clear plan to cut angles. You also see him vary in intensity. Sometimes it is a 3-minute blast full throttle to raise lactic acid and teach the body to keep producing. Other times it is micro adjustments, testing foot placement or wrist alignment. Heavy bag work is relentless practice for accuracy under fatigue.
Smashing the heavy bag in camp. Will he become 3-time world champion?
There are quieter scenes where AJ sits and breathes between rounds, face mask on, heart monitor blinking. You get the sense this is not a celebrity cameo camp. This is surgical. The show even touches on the timeline pressure. Since his last knockout loss in September 2024, fans have been asking if this AJ is the same boxer and if he can flip expectations. He has been working to answer that question publicly and privately, doing rehab and retooling where needed. Netflix captures the internal stakes, the will to redefine the narrative while preparing for a high-profile, higher-risk showdown. Off the mats, there is the conditioning that most viewers do not fully appreciate. Sled pushes with a weight vest, uphill sprints, odd object carries. Those sessions look ugly and honest. They build the kind of engine that lets a big man move like a much lighter athlete. In one montage, AJ is doing explosive med ball throws, then hops into a short ring sprint. That combination of strength and speed training is what lets him keep his size and still dart and recover in the same breath. The episode highlights how carefully his team manages workload so that his mass is an asset, not a handicap. There is also talk around fight specifics. This is not a 12-round title scrap. The fight will be 8 rounds of 3 minutes under professional rules, and the fighters will wear 10 gloves. For AJ, this is a different rhythm and a different strategy. The shorter format favors urgency, so every session is oriented to sharpness over long-term attrition. The show lets you hear the coaches discuss round management like a timer on a bomb. That urgency is palpable in pad work and sparring. Finally, the human moments. AJ jokes with a sparring partner, ribs his strength coach, and checks in on his family between sessions. Netflix puts these in not to soften the image, but to contextualize why he fights. He is a competitor who also wants to leave a legacy. The episode continues with him walking back into the ring, gloves raised, breathing steady. It is the kind of cinematic moment that says this camp is more than physique pics and highlight reels. It is preparation layered into purpose. What you get is a portrait of a heavyweight with the size of a colossus and the focus of a craftsman. Every drill, every heavy bag thud, and every pad correction is a brick being laid for one night.
Last minute, mate, that'll do you then. Uppercut. Good. Right hand. Good. 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 Left hook high. Good. Uppercut high. And again.
Meanwhile, the boxing community is sharing predictions about the fight. David Haye, the former heavyweight champion, told Sky News that Paul will be putting his life on the line when the 6IN fighter steps in against Joshua, the 6'6" and Brit, and 2-time heavyweight title holder. Early odds reflect the danger, casting Paul as a heavy underdog. It could be his last day on earth, said Haye. He's really worried about Jake Paul's performance against Anthony Joshua. The former world champion of heavyweight and cruiserweight boxing believes the bout ought to be called off. If not, Haye worries that when Joshua unavoidably knocks Paul out the following month, something horrible will occur. He's a real clean athlete who is going to inflict some horrendous damage to Jake Paul, the retired British boxing legend said about Joshua on Sky Sports. He added, "And And I hope we've got a referee in there who's quite compassionate, because if Jake Paul is left up against the ropes with Anthony Joshua unloading on him, it could be the end for him. In reality, it shouldn't go ahead. There's no reason for it to. Louis Durkin, president of the Association of Ringside Physicians, told USA Today Sports that he has no safety concerns regarding the Atround boxing match. Although Jake should be a considerable underdog, he has real skills, and AJ is a little past his prime. Should be a good match, and I think strong chance it goes the distance, said G. Arkin, chairman of emergency medicine at Mercy Medical Center in Springfield, Mass. On safety concerns being aired by others, Durkin said they don't want to believe a YouTuber is good enough. He took the shortcut to the top. Paul and Joshua vary on paper in terms of size and experience, according to Durkin. But if you look at the individual fighters, I don't think it rises to the level of safety concern, Durkin continued and added.